Right, good afternoon girls and boys, Madam BJ here. Only you're allowed to call me that. Nobody else from the outside world. I know you can't see me, but I'm not very good at this video larking, so you'll have to bear with, and I hope that you can see because it's not great. Maybe I should turn the camera around. Hold on, let's see if I can get you. Oh, I don't want to see down the top. Alright, that's better, you haven't got the glare. So I'm going to do my best to do this video and show you how we do some of these lovely blooms. Laughingly, we call them BJs. So here we go. I've got all my paints mixed up. So this is your pillow. So your pillow goes on the bottom. So you do a nice little puddle pour in the centre. Now with our mix, you can torch it to get rid of any air bubbles. So I'll just give that a little shifty around. Give it a quick torch just to bring that air up to the top, because what you don't want when it's drying is these bubbles to pop up through your bloom that you've done, because then you get little white pop marks. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers a lot of people. So I've mixed up a few colours, bear with me because I'm trying out 2 different paints today, which I probably shouldn't be doing on a live, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the first one is that I'm using is this one, which you mix with your pouring medium. Now this is the consistency that you need, so it's just running off your stirrer, a little bit like runny honey. So it's slightly thinner than the pillow that you've put in the bottom. And just do a little circle in the centre. I'm then going to go in with some purple, which was this one. Now this is a lot thinner, so you're going to use an awful lot less of your pouring medium. The first one I did, it's probably roughly a 3-to-1. So 3 times the amount of pouring medium to the amount of paint that you've got in your pot. I'm also, on this one, I'm going to add a little bit of gold. We're going to go 4 colours on this. So this one is just the Pebeo Studio Acrylics Gold. And see what this one looks like. And because I've only just mixed these paints, you really, ideally, mix your paints and let them sit there for an hour so that you don't get any air bubbles. For the purpose of the video, I haven't done that. I've just mixed and we're going straight ahead and going for it. And the last colour on the top. So this one, I'm going to do these 4 colours. Now comes the magic. This is your Cell Creator, which comes pre-mixed, and there again, it's just slightly thinner, so more like single cream than your paints. Then you need to blow. I don't know if you're going to be able to see me do this, and you don't want to be seeing right down my top because it's hot and I have only got a stringy top on, so I'll do my best to show you. And can you see the cells are coming up instantly? That is instant. So we're going to let that all pull back in together before I start moving this around. And while that's settling down and that pillow's coming back up, I'll do a second one. So for the purpose of the video, I'm using plain white tiles. I've also got a couple of ceramic Christmas decorations, and I'm going to do a couple of those in a minute just to show you you can pour on anything. So go in with your pillow on the bottom, so do your little circle, and then we'll change up the colours this time. This time, because I want a slightly different effect, I've mixed up a mica powder. And that's an interference gold, so we'll get a gold halo, for want of a better word. So I'm going to put quite a lot of that in the centre, and then I am going to torch this before I layer my other colours on the top. You don't want all those bubbles in there. Right, so now we're going to go slightly different. I'm going to put the purple on the bottom. I've actually mixed that a little bit too thin, in my opinion. Then I'm going to go, oh, I didn't show you this one, with this one, another one of my favourites. It's just lovely. Tiny little circle in the centre. And we'll go weeny bit of gold on the top. This might not work, but this is the beauty of doing lives. So, cell creator, and I shall blow. Right, there you go. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm going to bring you all in for close-ups in a minute, but first I'm going to take you back to that first one that I did a minute or two ago. I don't know if you can see that. And we're now going to go messy because we're going to stretch those cells out and see if we can get some movement. And I'm going to try, still not quite up there. What you want is that centre to come up so that the paint doesn't roll over itself. But we're going to give it a go. And just keep rolling it around until you can see where it's going to move. And if necessary, you can add some more white around the outside. Always tend to take it back to the centre. And we'll come down to this corner. I'm going to try and keep the video fairly short because of uploading it, and I'm not very good with the old tech. So now you can see they're beginning to stretch out. So I'm going to turn this tile around, bring it down the other way, keep a bit of kitchen roll on tap, just to wipe off so that you don't mix your colours up anywhere. And I'm hoping that I'm in the right angle for you to see all of this. And I probably could have done with a little bit more pillow around the outside, but we are moving, so I'm going to bear with it. I'm going to try and come right off that corner if I can, even if I have to shake it. I'm going to try and cover the whole tile. Okay, and then I'm going to come back. I'm sorry, I've got to tilt away. I might just add a tiny bit more pillow just around here, just to help it move, like you do with an acrylic pour if you need to. It will just help that move along. You don't have to stretch if you just want to have your bloom in the centre. Just do a bloom or multiple blooms, BJs as we like to call them. So you can see that you can stretch the cells out pretty far, and that's got a lovely iridescent look to it. I'll put that one over here. I'm going to bring this one back in and show you. And I'm going to give this one a little swirl now and see if I can stretch these cells out with that interference gold underneath, which isn't doing what I expected it to do, but we have to try. When I've done this, I'm going to show you just a couple of little examples. I know I put some photographs up. Yes, it looks like you've wasted your paint, but do what I do, put it on some plastic, not wrinkly stuff like I've got here. Let it dry out, and you can use the skins. And if you saw my quick video the other day, if you do your blooms on these tiles and you like using your skins for jewellery or anything, right, there you go. I hope you can see that nicely. If when these have dried, and I mean fully dried, give them a good few days, score around the edge with a sharp knife and dunk the whole thing in some water, drop them in your sink, do what you like with them really, and leave it in there. I tend to leave my tiles probably for at least 10 days before I do that, so you know that the paint is fully cured on the top. And then you can just peel that skin straight off, and you can use that for cutting out, use them in your jewellery, however you really want to do it. All right, let's go again. I'm just going to do one more tile. When I've done this, and this time I've decided I don't want to stretch it out. I just want my bloom in the centre. So I'm going to move my pillow paint and actually do what I told you not to do. And I'm going to spread it out. So I've covered the whole of my tile. So when I move this around in a minute, I'm not going to get a great deal of stretch. That's not what I'm after on this occasion. So we're going to go in with the phthalo turquoise. Can you see those air bubbles popping now? I've stretched it and I've just done a blob. I've got a little bit of Dragon's Gold, which is a mica powder. I'm not sure as I'm liking how the mica powders work. I think it works better with paint personally. Then I'm going to go back in with that lovely turquoise. Finish off with a bit of gold on the top. Then this is actually, I've made up some black cell creator. I have got some white, but I actually like the effect of the black. So we're going to go ahead and blow it out. Right, can you see, guys? Look how pretty that is. When you can see it now all coming back into the centre and settling down again. And when this is finished, I actually don't want to stretch this one out. I want to leave it exactly as it is. And I probably will take this off the tile when it's cured and use that whole bloom in the centre. Now that white spot there is what I was saying to you about. I didn't get rid of my air bubbles, so they're popping up. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother purists, as it were. So let's sit him down there, and then I'm going to do one on this little ceramic Christmas decoration, and then that's going to be a lot for today. Otherwise the video would be too long to upload. So, pillow in the centre. This one I'll move around a little bit, but not much. I might do the same colours again as on that last one, because I actually really like them. So the phthalo turquoise in the centre. Obviously my desk isn't level because it's coming off. I'm going to put some of the dragon's eye. A little bit of my turquoise. A little bit of my gold. And excuse me, cell creator in the centre. And then I'm going to have to lift this one right up to me to blow. Sorry guys. Right, can you see? Hope you can see that. Right, I might do one more of those in a second, but I do just want to... I'm going to have to let that centre come up. So while that's coming up, I will just do you one more And this time I'll change the colours for you. So pillow in the centre. Yes, I'm putting a lot on this one. And this time I'm going to go gold on the bottom. You can use whatever colours you like. I only pick these because these really are my colours. I love them. Dragon eye. And purple this time. No turquoise. I'm being a good girl and leaving it alone. Cell creator in the centre. And pick it up and blow. What do we reckon to that one? Look how pretty that's going to be when it's moved. Let me just tip that over a little bit. Can you see? I hope you can all see that. So while that one's just settling around, I'll try and move it out of the way. Bring this one back in, and I'm going to take you down for a close-up in a second. I'm just going to give this a little tilt because I want to cover the outsides. Try and get rid of some of that white. I want to tip it all off this time. Now when these have dried, you can either paint your backs, or if you've got any overspill, which you're gonna get, I'm afraid, that's just inevitable, you can scrape it off using a craft knife, or just paint your backs. So I'm going to leave that one there. But what I'm going to do is pick up, clean my fingers first, that might help. Just a little bit of the paint if I could do. My gloves aren't fitting me properly. And just finish off on the top there, which won't show when it's done. In fact, I've got too much black in that, but never mind. Right, I'm going to give this one a little swirly around now and get rid of some of the white around the outside because I'm not wanting it. And this time I'm going to tip it off over towards the handle. And back down again. And then what you can do when you've done this is make sure your hole's empty, because if you want to hang this on your Christmas tree, you want to be able to thread your ribbon through it. So just get a cocktail stick. And if you're using something that's got a hole, poke it. And there you go. Right, I'm going to take these dirty gloves off and try and bring you down for some close-ups and see what we can get. Bear with me. Oh, it's not going to be very good like this. I might take you off of here and turn you around 1 second. Bear with me, I'm not good at this. In fact,